Bionic Gloves presents the Hands-On Golf Podcast, bringing anatomy and hand function to the forefront of glove design to improve comfort, fit, and performance. Bionic is a division of Hilrick & Bradsby Company, makers of Louisville Slugger bats and ball gloves. Bionic gloves are the only gloves designed by a leading orthopedic hand surgeon, Dr. Jim Kleinert.
Welcome everyone to this edition of the Bionic Gloves Hands-On Golf Podcast. My name is Chaz, I'm your host, and I'm here with Joe Frederick at the Jeffersonville Elks Club in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Let's get right into this week's question, and this one comes in from Andy, and it says, I really enjoy the podcast. I've seen most of them and haven't seen any on course management. Well, it just so happens that you will be seeing that one today. So Joe, what are we going to be talking about with course management?
Andy, what a great question.
It really is.
It is super, because it's something that people don't look at and discuss a lot when they're on the golf course or manage themselves to better scores. And that's really what we're all looking for. We're all looking to lower our score, and management is a huge thing as far as getting around the golf course and the minimal amount of strokes that we all want to do. Obviously, we see golf on TV, we see everybody shooting 62s, and we want to be like that, but there are things that we can do to lower our scores from the hundreds to the 90s, the 90s to the 80s, 80s to 70s. To get ourselves going, and management is a huge thing. You can't know enough about course management.
Well, Andy, excellent question, and just for your participation, of course, you get the official Bionic glove. Now, if you'd like to participate in this podcast as well, it's real easy. Send us an email, podcast@bionicgloves.com. Make sure you have your name, your question, full mailing address, whether you're right or left-handed, and what size glove you wear. You do all that, and we do use the question. You know, we'd be more than happy to send you a glove. No matter where you are on this planet, we send them all around the world for questions. So please leave your feedback in iTunes and YouTube, and please tell your golf buddies as well to subscribe. And let's get on the course right now and discuss this excellent question about course management in this edition of the Bionic Gloves Hands-On Golf Podcast.
Okay, Andy, here we are on the golf course, and we're going to talk about course management. And again, what a great question. Course management, when we're out there, is basically when we hit a shot, is weighing all our options, everything we can do to better our score. And the idea with course management is we don't want to bring a lot of big numbers in. Most people, they give themselves the opportunity, they want to hit that perfect shot, that incredible shot, and a lot of times it brings where we make double, triple, even quadruple, the dreaded other, everything in our score that we don't want, because for most of us, we don't make a lot of birdies in a round. So we need to be try to make a lot of pars and make no worse than bogey. So in course management, we always want to put ourselves in a position to where we do not make big numbers. And you can see here, I've hit my drive out into the fairway. I'm about 180 yards out from the green. Now, in front of me, I've got to carry a pretty substantial pond. So when I look at this is where you really have to know your game. Today, I'm facing a wind that's kind of blowing into my face, so I know I'm going to have to take some extra club. Very, very important. But again, knowing our game, I'm 180 yards out, and if I don't feel comfortable hitting that distance, again, to manage myself better, to take those big numbers out, I have to weigh my options. So if I don't feel comfortable, because the longest carry I have to the green is about 165 yards to carry over this pond to get it to the green. So that's option one, to try to take a club to fire it at the flag. Now I bring all that water into play, the whole pond. So again, if I dump it in, I'm bringing big numbers into play. My second option, if I look over here to my right, I've got pond over here, but again, it's a shorter carry. We're talking about 115, 120 yard carry to get it over that pond. I may be a little bit comfortable with that distance. My third option here would be, because again, I'm facing a lot of wind, would be to lay the golf ball up here about 80 yards into the fairway where I'm short of the pond, and then take my shot over the pond. So as we go through this real quick, if I take option one, I dump it in the water, then I've got to come back over here, drop my third shot, I'm hitting 4 into the green, all of a sudden I'm bringing 6, 7, and 8 into the picture. That's no way to keep our scores down. If I take option two, 120 yard carry, I hit it over the pond with the club I'm more comfortable with, then I'm hitting my third shot to the green, I get it on the green, I have a chance to make par, always have a chance to one putt, but the worst I can make is 5, which bogey's a good score. Option 3, the same thing, to lay up in front of the pond, and I've got a shorter shot about 100 yards into the green, which I can hit a pitching wedge 9-iron very comfortably than trying to stand back here, hit 3 or 4-iron 180 yards. So my third shot onto the green, again, a chance to make par, no worse than bogey, and no big numbers into play. And that's a really good way to, again, to weigh all your options in course management to figure out what's the best option for you to lower your score. We want to take those big numbers out because, again, most of us don't make a lot of birdies in a round. So if we make an 8, we can't make that up. But if we make a 5 and throw in a birdie every now and then, we can make a couple of bogeys up. So always weigh your options on what you have. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 comes into picture. But weigh your options. The best one that fits you, again, to lower your score, and you'll manage yourself around the golf course better. And again, minimal scores on the golf course, and that's what we're looking for. And again, Andy, for more information, please get out and visit your local PGA professional. If not, please, again, visit our podcast at bionicgloves.com. We have a lot of tips out there that can help you.